Well, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. With the increasing use of cell phones for internet access, how is your company being perceived by potential customers on their mobile devices? Joining us to discuss the subject of mobile phone applications is Emily Reeves. She's the Director of Account Management and Research at advertising powerhouse Stone Ward. Always good to have her with us, Emily.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Well, let's talk about the importance of mobile-ready websites. As I said earlier, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Let's talk a little bit about what we're seeing in terms of an increase in mobile phone use, smartphone users, and how that's kind of changing people's expectations.
Sure. Well, smartphones have seen an increase in use by about double over the past 12 months. And so you're seeing more and more people using their smartphones, which means that they're able to access websites on their mobile phones, which makes them much more utility-oriented and mission-oriented, really, when they're looking for information on a website. So their web usage is changing as well as the way they're accessing the web.
Yeah, and all that has all kinds of implications for businesses. Let's talk about those. What should a business think about when it's deciding whether or not it needs a mobile phone application?
Sure. Well, there's a difference between a mobile app and a mobile website. And if you're looking specifically at a mobile app, you need to think about whether or not if you really need that. Sometimes people just try to recreate their website features and functionality in a mobile application. And if that's going to be the case, if you're just recreating your website, you don't necessarily need one. But if you're adding utility to the application, if you're using the application for some sort of utility, note-taking, recording, geolocation, something like that that people would use outside of a website, outside of a typical website, that's when it's time to think about investing in a mobile application. Otherwise, you could just adapt your existing website and its features to optimum viewing on a mobile, and optimum viewing and experience on a mobile phone.
Well, talk about some of the features that a business needs to consider to make a website a little more phone-friendly. What are some of the predominant characteristics that you look for?
Okay. Well, first and foremost, of course, would be appearance. Your website is going to look vastly different on a mobile phone than it would on a computer or monitor. So you might need to pull out some of the images, clean it up a little bit, make sure there's more white space. Think about the download time when they're over the cellular network versus a landline or wireless provider. You also need to think about the content. I said earlier that people are more mission-oriented when they're accessing a website from their cell phone. So you need to think about the content organization and how people who are on the move might be looking for content versus someone sitting at a desk, and rearrange your navigation a bit. There's also the content functionality. We've heard a lot about Flash working on the Apple devices, so video may or may not play on a mobile device that works on your traditional website, so you need to think about the conversion there. And then really enabling some of your content for mobile usage and consumption, like making sure that your website is clickable to automatically dial your phone, or that when you click your address, it takes you to a Google Maps so that people can pull that up directly on their phone, that type of thing. So there are some things that you can do to make your website more user-friendly when it's viewed in a mobile environment.
And as you said, some people have a website, some businesses have a website that already works pretty well on a phone. They don't need a mobile phone app, but if a business decides it does, how about the all-important cost factor? What are they looking at to design and implement something like this?
Well, I am definitely not going to put a price range on that because it varies vastly depending on what the business wants and what the end user needs. So I can definitely say that a mobile app is a considerably larger investment than just adapting your existing website for a mobile experience.
All right, she's Emily Reeves. She's the Director of Account Management and Research at Stone Ward Advertising. You can also check her out at her website, MsAdverthinker.com. Emily, always good to have you with us. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's talk about who has more money. Not you and me, but political candidates. After this break, a quick look at the latest fundraising totals in some key state and federal races. Also, new poll numbers on the U.S. Senate and Arkansas governor's race. Who has the lead and how substantial is it? I'm Roby Brock. We'll talk politics when we come back.